Good morning, students. So, in continuation with the yesterday's class, today I'll explain about the Mason's gain formula. MASON apostrophe S Mason's gain formula. So, this Mason's gain formula is mainly used for finding the transfer function of the signal flow graph. I'll repeat: Mason's gain formula will be used for finding the transfer function of a signal flow graph. So here the transfer function usually represent in terms of C of S by R of S. So the Mason's gains formula is algebraic sum of Tk delta k divided by delta. The Mason's gains formula to find the transfer function is algebraic sum of Tk into delta k whole divided by delta, where Tk is the gain of the kth forward path between output and input, where Tk is the gain of the kth forward path between output and input, wherein delta stands for delta can be defined as delta is equals to 1 minus algebraic sum of loop gains including self loops plus again algebraic sum of product of all possible combination of two non-touching loops, again minus algebraic sum of gain product of all possible combination of three non-touching loops. I'll repeat, delta can be defined as delta is equals to 1 minus algebraic sum of loop gains of all including self loops and plus algebraic sum of gain product of all possible combinations of two non-touching loops, again minus algebraic sum of gain product of all possible combinations of three non-touching loops plus dash dash. If you have four non-touching loops also, then you can take again plus. So here in delta, first minus, then plus, then again minus, plus minus plus, it will be continued like this, wherein delta k is equals to delta minus algebraic sum of loop gain terms in delta that touch kth forward path. Delta k is equals to delta minus algebraic sum of loop gains in terms of delta that touch kth forward path. Hope you understood this formula. So again, after solving the problem, you will be more clear with the formula. So to understand this formula, let us consider this signal flow graph. So here we will find the transfer function of this signal flow graph by using Mason's gain formula. Okay, to find the transfer function, the Mason's gain formula is, that is, transfer function is equals to algebraic sum of Tk into delta k whole divided by delta. Okay, so here first to find the transfer function, where k stands for the number of forward path. First we'll find the number of forward paths here. So yesterday I have explained what is forward path. Forward path is a path from source node to sink node. From source node to sink node that should move in the same direction. Remember, that should move in the same direction, and remember, no node should be traced twice in the forward path. So here first I'll write the forward path. So first forward path I'll consider as T1. I'll represent forward paths by T here. First forward path I'll consider T1. So here the first forward path is G1, G3, G4, G5, G6, which is coming from input to output. So I'll write first forward path as G1, G3, G4, G5, then G6. So again I'll find any other forward path here, right? Okay, see, one more possibility is here, again from input to output. There is one more possibility of the forward path. So from source node, that is G1 Z2, Z6. This can also we can consider as a second forward path. T2 is equals to G1, G2, G6, because which is also coming from input node and ending at the output, that is sink node itself. So this is my first forward path, G1, G3, G4, G5, G6 I will consider as first forward path, and second forward path as G1, G2, G6, which is also moving in the same direction. Okay, so after finding the number of forward paths, see again you should check any possibility of getting forward paths. So any possibilities, if you consider this will not become a forward path, because which is coming in the opposite direction here. S2 is coming in the opposite direction. Again here also H1 is coming in the opposite direction. This cannot be considered as forward path. So there are only two possibilities of forward path. Okay, after finding the number of forward paths, now you should find the number of loops. You should find the number of loops. So now here I'll consider this. Okay, G4 and H1. H1 G4 is forming one loop here, right, which is starting from this node, which is ending at the same node. And remember, G4 is moving in this direction, H1 is opposite to this direction. So that's why I will consider this one as one loop. So first loop I'll write as L1 is equals to G4 into minus H1. So this can be written as minus G4 into H1. Okay, so next, any other loop. So check for the second loop, any other possibility. So second possibility is I can consider this, right, this is starting from this node G3, G4, G5. Okay, and which is coming in the opposite direction. S2 is coming in the opposite direction, which is starting from G3 and which is ending at G3 itself. Starting from G3 and ending at G3 itself. So I'll write a second loop as G3, G4, G5 into minus H2. So this can be written as minus G3, G4, G5 into S2. Second loop I'll write. So check for any other loop. So here one more possibility of getting loop here, because so G2 and S2 is forming one loop combination here, because G2 is starting from the second node here, okay, and which is terminating at the same node with the opposite direction. S2 is terminating at the same direction. So here I will get one more loop, that is L3. L3 is equals to, I can write G2 into minus S2. So directly I can write minus G2 into S2. Okay, so after this again you should check any other possibility of getting loops. Okay, but in this problem you will not get any more loops here. Okay, so first to find the transfer function you should find the number of forward paths. Here I got two forward paths, and you should find the number of loops. How many loops I got here? I got 3 loops here. Okay, and already we know the formula. Okay, so this transfer function is dependent on the completely number of forward paths. So therefore here transfer function can be written as algebraic sum. It can be written as T1, because I got only 2 forward path here, that is T1 delta 1 plus T2 delta 2 divided by delta. If you got 3 forward paths, it will become T1 delta 1 plus T2 delta 2 plus T3 delta 3 divided by delta. Okay, so first, okay, already you know the value of T1, already you know the value of T2. Now you are supposed to find the value of delta 1. So delta 1 you should write in such a way that delta 1 is equals to, you write 1 minus, you should write the loop here which is not touching to the first forward path. Delta 1 is equals to 1 minus, remember delta 1 is equals to 1 minus, you should write the loop which is not touching to the first forward path. See the first loop is here, minus G4 H1. G4 node is here, right? So G4 is there in first forward path. That means it is touching. right? We cannot write L1 here. Okay, then check the second loop. Okay, second loop is okay, second loop is G3, G4, G5, S2, right? But the first forward path is also having G3, G4, G5. That means second loop is also touching to the first forward path. Then you check for the third loop. Third loop is G2, S2, right? So in G2, S2 also, right, this node is common in the first forward path, right? That means all these three loops are touching to the first forward path. That's why I'll write delta 1 is equals to 1 minus 0. So delta 1 is equals to how much? 1. Similarly, delta 2 is equals to 1 minus, you should write the loop, remember, you should write the loop which is not touching to the second forward path, which is not touching to the second forward path. Here the second forward path is G1, G2, G6. Okay, the first loop is what here? First loop is G4, H1. First loop is G4, H1. In G4, H1, right, these two nodes are involving in forming this loop. These two nodes are involving in forming this loop, right? But the second forward path is G1, G2, G6. So G1, G2, G6. That means these two nodes are not touching to this forward path. That means this loop G4 H1, that is the first loop, is not touching to the second forward path. That means this first loop L1 is not touching to the second forward path. That's why I'll write delta 2 is equals to 1 minus loop L1. Okay, loop L1. Again check for the second loop. Second loop is touching to the second forward path. Third loop is also touching to the second forward path. That means here the only one loop L1 is not touching to the first forward path. That's why delta 2 is equals to 1 minus L1. 1 minus L1 is nothing but here minus of G4 H1. Therefore 1 plus G4 into H1. Okay, so after you already know the value of T1, you know the value of delta 1, you know the value of T2, you know the value of delta 2. Now you find the value of delta. Delta is equals to, now you find the value of delta. Delta is equals to 1 minus, see the formula, 1 minus summation of all the loops. Summation of all the loops. So how many loops I got here? How many loops I got here? I got 3 loops. Therefore, delta is equals to 1 minus L1 plus L2 plus L3. Okay, here I have taken minus. Next you take plus sum of two non-touching loops. Sum of two non-touching loops. See, check for all the possibilities. L1 and L2 are touching loops because G4 is common. Okay, and L1 and L3 can be considered as non-touching loops because here the no node is common in between loop 1 and loop 3. Okay, then check for L2 and L3. In L2 and L3, okay, in L2 and L3 S2 is common. In L2 and L3 S2 is common. That means these two are touching loops. Okay, but according to the formula we should write the combination of two possible non-touching loops. So here two possible non-touching loops can be written as L1 into L3. Okay, so next, if we have three non-touching loops, that means we should get three non-touching loops here. Here we cannot get three non-touching loops. Here we have the possibility of only getting two non-touching loops. Therefore delta is equals to 1 minus L1, you know value, minus H1 into G4. L2 can be written as minus S2 into G3, G4, G5 minus G5 minus L3 can be written as S2 into G2 plus L1 into L3 can be written as minus H1 G4 into minus H2 G2. Okay, so solve this, you will get 1 plus H1 G4 plus S2 G2 plus H1 S2 G2 G4 plus S2 G3 G4 G5. Now you got the value of delta also. Okay, so you have the formula already, right? Transfer function is equal to, you know the value of T1, you know the value of delta 1 now, you know the value of T2, you know the value of delta 2, now you know the value of delta also. Now you know the value of delta also. Substitute in the formula, you will get the final solution. That is, transfer function is equals to you write the value of T1 is G1 G3 G4 G5 G6, okay, into delta 1 is 1 plus T2 is again G1 G2 G6, okay, into uh, delta 2 is equals to 1 plus H1 G4 whole divided by delta this 1 plus H1 G4 plus H2 G2 plus H1 S2 G2